Hey there, buddy. Here we are. Figured I could just make you a video, why not? Instead of typing like crazy. So, let's go through this map together as Echo. Let's talk about how to position yourself. Huh? It doesn't open if we're not in game. What the hell? Okay. So, um, first things first is this game is all about angles. And we have to use the map to find those angles. We're going to assume that the team has somewhat of a brain cell and they're actually holding a corner somewhere. So we're gonna presume they're holding the different corners that they usually do, especially below diamond. So the first corner they're usually holding is this corner. Now, of course, they could be standing up here, and I'm not gonna cover. We're gonna cover the basic points, and if they're not using those points, then you have to use what you learn and adapt. So, if they're holding this corner, it means your team is not holding that corner. It means our job is to dislocate them from that corner by killing them or making it so hard to stand there that they have to move away. So even by not killing them, they are moving away, and then we can take control of that corner, and then we have to fight for the next corner, and so it goes. So, enemy is holding this corner. How do we position against that? Do we just start shooting them? Well, no, because then we're going to be shooting the tank, and as soon as someone is hurt, they're going to step behind this cover, and, well, then you can't hit them anymore. So, let your team walk up the middle as they usually do, and then you have to find an angle. And we want to find an angle that lets us see behind this corner, because we want to deny them the ability to heal up and stay resilient, right? So you have to look at the map, and there is a left pathway area. This house is like the left path, and then this house is the right path. And every map, or 97% of maps, have a middle path and a right path. Some very, very few, not maps, but some very few choke points have only one left or right path. Like Eichenwald, first choke attack. There's not really a left path. There's a right path, and then there's a path above on the bridge, right? But mostly it's three paths. So how do we position if we know the enemy is there? First of all, you have to come out, right? And before you decide to use abilities, don't use laser, don't use stickies. You can use your primary shot because it can just be reloaded like this, but don't use abilities before you decide where to position. And you have to figure out where they are, right? So you could come here and could try to look through here and see, can you see where they are, where they are trying to position. But then don't go out that door. Don't show them you're playing Echo. Don't show them free information, right? We can come this door, right? And we can see, try to look through the cracks like this and be like, okay, are they on this corner? They are. So from this position, we're somewhat positioned to look around this corner, but not really. A little bit. The idea is the tank, if he's shielding your team, then he's not shielding you from this position, right? Or what about this right now? This is not greedy. You're not being aggressive enough. What about coming through here? Now, the issue with coming through here is, of course, you can't, like, if they're standing here, great, but if we're shooting like this, right, and they move to the sides, then you can't see anything anymore. And it's applying pressure, sure, but I don't think that's going to be enough. And if you want to look around the corner, you're going to have to come this close, and then you're probably dead. you know, and but you know, a Reaper, Tracer, Sombra, Cassidy, some close range hero would maybe want to come here, right? And if you don't have mobility, then you can't really come from here. But since we are Echo, right? Then we can do like this. We could look for a poke situation like that. We could do like this. And then land here. Applying a little bit of pressure like this. And just be super careful for the first couple of seconds so you get your flight back, right? So I don't mean super careful, but I mean make sure to hug this corner here, this here, and if they turn to look at you, you do like this. And of course, when they're turning to look at you, they're not looking at your team, which means your team will get opportunities to kill them. And as soon as you do this and your team shoots them, they turn back to your team, and then you do this. And other options would be, I think you can stand on this maybe, as long as you don't break the railing. You can stand like this. It's not optimal, but you know, we could go up here. Does this help? It's a bit close, but we could maybe land a surprise like this. Not recommended because we're trying to stay at max range, right? What about this? Here we can look around the corner from here, right? So they're trying to hide. Oh gosh, we're hurt. Let's hide a bit. Yes, heal me please. Oops. Also pretty nice, you know, pretty nice cover here, right? Lots of positions to cover here. And again, right, if you're pushed. And then lastly, since you're Echo, you can create. Now we've gone through the different positions that you could take. There's probably one here as well. Yeah, this right. And you have a big medkit there, so you can take that. But of course, as I say, I was about to say this is a bit far away from team, but I forgot you have flight. So let's say that you know, maybe you fly here. Then you would actually wait 2 seconds just to get flight back before start attacking, because you might need flight to get out, right? And then lastly, since you're Echo, you can create your own angles from the air, right? So let's pretend that these positions are well protected. You know, maybe there's an enemy DPS up there, maybe there's enemy DPS and a Mercy here, or you know, things that make it extra hard for you to try to deal with them. Well, we're Echo, so we can create our own angles. This is not the greatest, but we can land up here and use that. This is a staging ground to do something like this, right? And while we're up there, maybe we see that they're not holding a certain position, right? So we can land here. So notice I'm not in the air 24/7. I'm actually landing on positions like this instead, because here we have cover. In the air you have nothing, right? There's nothing here unless you want to use the building as cover here, but the issue is you're not able to hover, right? You're only able to float. Farah, you know, she would stand like this, and if she hits, we can hide, but you don't have enough time in the air for that. But that's how you can assault this position. If you are other heroes with lesser mobility are limited to a certain ranges, right? But you're very versatile, because this can be used for poke for further away, right? But if they step close to you, we can do this, and then they explode. So you're suited for all kinds of ranges. The thing you have to be careful about is if you don't have these abilities ready, right? So if you're coming out of spawn and you're like, okay, time to press all the buttons, and then you go to take this position, and there's someone here, they kill you because you don't have your cooldowns, right? So, time to stop pressing all the buttons and start saving them for plays. This is a button you can press as much as you want because the reload is this quick. Alright, let's see. What if they're holding here? Like, they don't usually hold here, obviously, because they're standing in the open. So the next position they would probably retreat to would be here, the classic position here, right? Standing here. So then, where are we positioning then? Well, there is again, right? They're holding over here. Again, there's a left flank and a right flank. Now, if we go on the right flank, on the ground level, we end up here. And we are now behind them because they're standing by the boxes, right? But this is really far away from your team, and it takes a long time to get here. This is like a tracer flank, somber flank. But we can fly, right? So we can do this. I can pick from here instead. That doesn't really assist us much, and we also lose the high ground. So what if we go here? I feel this is too exposed, right? We can use this cover here, but I don't love it. What about walking up and then through here? No, because now we're in this closed off space. We don't really want to be in a closed off space. We don't want to come to this corner and be like, okay, hope there's nothing here. Oh my god! And also walking up there. Nah. So we have here somewhat. You can pressure a little bit, but I don't love it. So now we have here, right? Boom. We're far away. We're looking around this cover, and we have flight if we want to get out, right? Even here. Chase me, I'm gone. And probably even better, a little bit of high ground. Maybe we're not able to look around it because it's a bit awkward. No, that's the boxes, they're right there. But I think this is better. Here you have to do a bit of an awkward peek, like, and then if you fall off, you're like, right? And since we are Echo, right, we have explored the different angles that you can take if you can't fly, right? So maybe we do like this. But of course then it's important when you land, we're not done with fighting, right? We try to land in a position where we can continue the pressure. Seeking cover if I don't have flight. Being a bit more aggressive if I have flight. Now what about something like here? It could work, but if you know that no one's dead, you know, this could be perfect. You just have to be aware that their spawn is right behind you, right? But if it's start of the fight and you paid attention to the kill feed and you know no one's dead, then there shouldn't be anyone here. I mean, an enemy could be coming late from spawn because they're AFK, but if you have your headphones on, you should be able to hear that someone's coming up behind you. I wouldn't use this as my first position. It's a bit too unsafe, and how the hell are the healers supposed to heal you, right? Here you're completely on your own. Over there, healers will have easier access to you. So, they lose this point. The last fight usually happens on payload. Sometimes. Well, no. They're here. You kill them. You guys cap. Whatever. If they're on payload, you're gonna have to figure it out. Left and right flank, right? Here's the left flank. Here's the right flank. So now they're holding. Usually they're holding not here, but here, right? This position here. They're holding this corner here. Let's pretend the tank is here, but the DPSs are holding up there. So then we're coming from our side, and we are thinking, where do we go? We can be like, quick check, okay, they're holding there, yep. So, this is one of the times where the right side isn't that easy to walk on. Like, this is the right flank, right? We're on the right flank right now. It's not super easy if they're holding here because they have this here for hiding behind. So the right flank is actually for other heroes, I would say, because you go through here. You don't really want to get caught down here. Again, these tight angles where you have to peek like this to see anything, that's not optimal for a hero who wants to play at range. Going up here is really dangerous. You don't know what it was actually here before you peek, and then it could be too late. So if they're hiding behind here, we are Echo, right? We can fly, we can create our own angles, so we could go here, we could do like this. If that's not too dangerous, maybe they have hit scan, you know, they shoot you out of the air, but maybe they don't. Maybe they have Reaper and Junkrat, right? Reaper and Junkrat wouldn't be able to really stop you from doing that, right? And then we have, of course, the left angle, which I think is much better. Now think about it, if you're a ground hero, a soldier, Cassidy, then the left flank, it doesn't really apply to you. Although I've actually seen that soldier can rocket jump from this position to here. But of course, we can fly, and boom, we have access to so much more. Medkit down here, right? This here, we can start pressuring them from here. It's not, just don't go closer really, okay? Because then we expose ourselves. We have to go to this awkward. We can finally look around this here, but at what cost? So I would actually pressure from here, right? Just give them, just you being here is going to give them a headache. They're gonna be like, oh my gosh, what the hell are they doing there? We can't stand here, but we're too scared, right? Even if you don't kill anyone, if they can understand that you are here, you are threatening to be like, hey guys, hey, you can't. If you're gonna play here, I'm gonna shoot the hell out of you. Are you really gonna let me stay here? If they look at you, they're not shooting your team. Your team gets to push up for free. If they don't look at you and they get hurt too much, you can look for the chance to kill them. And of course, since we can fly, now if you are in a position like this, two things: you don't get healing, and you're by yourself. We have flight to maneuver around them. The idea then, if you're going to take this position, is you have to use the X-ray vision on your team, so you can understand what your team is doing. Because if your team is attacking, your tank is going in and fighting, and you're coming here, the enemy can't exactly turn around and deal with you while they have a diva on top of them, right? So if you time it with your tank, then you won't get shot as much, and you won't have to heal. And remember that let's see if I can hurt myself. Yeah. After 5 seconds, note my health here. That wasn't even 5 seconds. I think it was 5 seconds before. Is it like 3.5 maybe? 1, 2, 3. Ah, nice. I thought it was 5 seconds. It used to be 5 seconds. Now it looks like it's 3 seconds. So surprise, this is not a feature that Echo has. It's all DPS have this self-healing. I think maybe all characters have a self-healing now. I'm not keeping up with all the changes, but yes, it's not a good healing. Like if you're being pressured, you're gonna die, and the healing stops if you take damage. It's more to not it's to let you angle a bit, and if you get hurt, you can hide and heal up without the support taxing the support too much. All right. We pushed them off this point. The next fight could be on cart. And then my brain, you know, immediately goes like, okay, we're already on the angle for the cart in that case. And the other angle would be somewhere here, right? Or we create our own angle, right? Then the next fight, the next point they're holding is usually right there. And now I think you're starting to see how we can use the map, right? We don't walk down here. We don't walk down here. It's too closed off, too easy to get ambushed. We have flight, right? So why not go here? Boom, boom, boom. Yada, yada, yada. Bob's your uncle. Could go here. We're looking around this corner. We wouldn't really want to go through here because this takes time and we're inside this closed off space. We don't want to be in closed off spaces, and this is, if you're standing here and you're coming here, that's way too close, right? Then if you're desperate, then you will have to do something like this, right? And then get out or something. But that's gonna cost you time that you could have been spent shooting instead, so it's definitely something to do up here. Then the last fight is they're holding payload, usually like in this area, maybe around here, maybe here. Yeah, so it can be up here, it can be up here, and by this point it's usually too late. Now, what if you are defending? So as you climb in ranks, the enemies are going to start using the angles that I just showed you. In the beginning they're not. In the beginning they're going to clump up and you can use angles to just completely destroy them. But at some point they're going to start taking angles. So what do you do if you are on defense and you are standing here, right? Or your tank is standing here and they are taking angles. Well, then you have to go and fight them on that angle. Right? So you note that someone is using this top angle, then you come up here and you start fighting them. Or, you know, maybe not close range, it depends on what hero they're playing. But they will try to use angles against you and you have to mark them, which means you are starting to attack them. Which means they're not given access to the side, you know. Let's see. I can go all the way back to the beginning, where your team is now holding this position, right? Now we are on defense and we are holding this corner and the enemy wants to pressure that corner. Well, now you are the one who has to be like, okay, what angle are they trying to use against us? Oh, they're using this angle. No, you're not. If you're gonna try to use this angle against my team, I'm gonna make you fight for it. You just waste your time. You're not gonna get this angle for free, right? Oh, someone's up there. No, you don't. I'm gonna fight you on that angle. You're not taking this angle for free. If you want to get to my access to my team, you're doing that fighting me first. Yeah, that's about it.